Now, in this segment, we're going to be talking about foster care. And my guests are from Specialized Alternative for Families and Youth. That's a mouthful. Tamera, Hanna, and then Richard Johnson. Now, Tamera, you are the foster care recruiter.
That's right.
And Richard Johnson, you're actually a foster parent.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome to the show. I'm really excited to hear what you have to tell us. First, Tamera, if you would introduce yourself.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. My name is Tamera Hanna, and like you said, I am the foster parent recruiter for SAFY.
Now, SAFY is the acronym for
the Specialized Alternatives for Families and Youth.
Excellent. So from here on, we're going to say SAFY. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And our mission is to preserve families and to secure futures. So we are out there. We're all over the country, nationwide. And what we do is we provide the service for the foster children, where we enlist foster parents. We call them our agents of hope. So Richard here and his wife, Junie, are agents of hope for us. They're our partners. They help us to care for these children. Our ultimate goal is that one day they'd be able to go back to their families. So that's what it's all about, is to secure and preserve those families. And at SAFY, what we do is we reach out to folks. We let them know what the need is. And as far as foster parents go, we train them and help them and guide them so that they can take on this amazing task of something that really is called from the heart. But just alone here in South Carolina, we do have 3 locations.
Okay.
I actually recruit for the Columbia location. And then we also have Charleston and Greenville.
Gotcha.
So we do cover a large part of South Carolina. And in addition to that, we do have Nevada, we have Colorado, we have Oklahoma, we have Ohio, Alabama,
wow,
Kentucky,
okay,
and Indiana, in addition to South Carolina. So we are a massive team out there trying to help these children to have loving, caring homes, and we need more folks out there to help us do that.
Cool. And let me ask you, Richard, introduce yourself, please.
Yes, I'm Richard Johnson, and I'm a foster parent.
Of how many years?
For going on 2 years right now. In fact, April the 10th will be my 2nd year.
Okay.
And it's very gratifying to me and my wife because we love children. And I'd like to say this. If you have room in your home, an extra bedroom, if you love children, if you can find it in your heart to be a foster parent, give us a call.
All right. What was it for you that made you and your wife decide to become a foster parent?
Well, my wife's best friend, one of her best friends, she's a foster parent and have been for like 23, 24 years. And she approached me one day and said, I think you'd make a good foster parent. And then I thought about it for a couple months. This was before Junie and I. It's a long story, before we got married. And I thought about it, and then I went down and signed the paperwork. I said, I'm going to do it. I did speak to Junie about this, and went down there and signed up. And that was back in April 2015. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we got married in July of 16. Okay, so it was right after that. But we both have experience in raising children. I've raised 3 other children.
Okay.
They're still out in California doing fine. And I've also raised a foster child back in the 70s.
Okay.
A foster child. In fact, we adopted him after a while. He happens to be a school teacher out there in San Jose, California. And we just love, bottom line is we just love kids.
Wow.
We just love kids.
Very good. And, Tamera, now, April is National Abuse Prevention Month. Great time to kind of highlight this issue. Actually, any time is a good time, but especially in April. But I found out that there are some staggering statistics, abuse and neglect among our youth. Yes. And I'd like you to share that information.
Absolutely. So we have, across the United States, 3.3 million children that fall victim of abuse and neglect each year. And what that does is it equates to 251,000 children that come into the foster care system because of that abuse and neglect, which means every 2 minutes we have one child that enters the foster care system. So that's across the United States. We have Richard Johnson here. He takes care of one of our foster children. He provides a loving, caring home for that child so help them to heal from that abuse and neglect. And we need more folks out there that are willing to do the same thing, willing to take on a child that's been abused, neglected, and take them into their home and love for them and care for them so that they can learn to heal and they can learn what normalcy looks like and that they can learn how to be prepared to go back to their families if their families can learn how to also love and care in the way that they should for that child.
All right. What kind of qualifications does a person need to have?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but you can be single, you can be married, you can be retired, you can be working full-time, you can be any gender, any race, any ethnicity. You just have to have a loving heart. You have to have a space in your home, of course, to take in these children. And of course, we do some extensive background checks because we want to make sure that our children are going to be well taken care of. These children have experienced some sort of trauma, and we want to make sure that these parents are well and able to take care of these children. So we do the background checks. But just about anyone can be a foster parent as long as they can pass those checks and they're willing to take a child into their home and they have the space.
Richard, for people who might think that you have to have some kind of skill set or qualification, what would you tell them?
Well, any skills you may have, it would be an asset in any matter. For instance, my special skills, I call them special skills, is I retired from General Electric as an appliance technician, and I take Tyshawn, my foster kid, I take him on calls with me sometimes when I do a little side calls right now. I take him, and he's learned how to repair air conditioning, refrigeration.
Wow.
I do all appliances, full line. And he can do a little bit of that. He's learned those skills, and he's surprising me sometimes when I take him out. And I say, "Okay, what's the first thing you do?" He says, "You start at the source." So he's learned just little things, and just like that. I've taken him out on some jobs where I've done a little bit of plumbing, even at the house. I've shown him how to just replace a toilet tank and stuff like that and stuff. He knows how to do that. So getting back to what you asked. So any special skills that you might have, it's all a plus. It's all good.
Well, okay, so like you were saying, any skill set is good.
Yeah.
Now, did you? What is the selection process? Do you say, okay, I want to work with young boys that I can share this type of information with, or how did you get matched up?
Yes, I did specifically ask for, and they give an age group. You can pick an age group if you
Okay.
like too. And they had showed me some cards. They had on file. I forget what they call that machine. They had like a photo machine, and they had pictures of children. And I looked at them, but in Tyshawn's case, I actually didn't see his picture. I actually didn't see him until the day that I picked him up. So it's up to you. But if you wanna be real, picky, you can go that route. But
Okay.
I just told him what I wanted, a boy, preferably a boy, and that's what I got.
People listening to you right now might have it in their heart to become a foster parent, and so what is the first step for them?
The first step for them is to raise their hand and let us know, I'm interested. I want to know more.
Okay.
And from there, I would get in touch with them and I would set up either an individual informational session or they could come and join us at the office and we can do an informational session there. So once someone has contacted us and let us know that they are interested in becoming a foster parent, it's my job to go to them and to provide them with an informational session. It takes about an hour and a half long. And what we do is we talk with them about what does it mean to be a foster parent? What are the qualifications? What is the process that you need to go through? What does the paperwork look like? And from there, if they decide, you know what, I really want to be a foster parent. And you know what, I really think SAFY is the best agency, the best vessel to help me to become that. Then from there, we would get them started on all of the paperwork, the training, and then from there, they would do a home assessment.
Oh, okay.
And once all of that is done and all the checks are back and everything is complete, then we would show up at their house and we would be bright and smiles and we would say, here's your license.
Okay.
And then we work from them and we partner with them. And it's in our best interest as well to make sure that we are placing these children with folks that are going to be a good fit for them. So like Richard was saying, he gets a lot of joy with his foster child and the foster child gets a lot of joy with him. And that's what we do. We work as a team, as a collaborative team to, when we get a child that needs a home, we work together as a team to find that right parent that we think is going to be a good fit so that that child can stay there and be successful.
All right. So tell us the number people need to call and where you're located so they can have more information.
Okay. So the number that you would want to call is 803-791-7328, and that will connect you to the SAFY office. Also, we are located at 115 Atrium Way. We're in Suite 110, and that is right here in Columbia. We're on the northeast side of Columbia.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And it's been a pleasure to have you guys here. Any final comments?
My only final comment is this. Me and my wife had said this a couple times. Having Tyshawn in our home is a blessing. And we look at it this way, too. Our blessings, we know where our blessings come from. It's not from man. It's from above.
Yes.
So that's all I like to say.
Very good. You have a beautiful heart. Can you be my foster parent?
Yes.
I'd love to learn about plumbing and, sounds like a lot of fun. You and your wife give so much joy and you're very much an inspiration. And I hope people think about it. It's a great idea. We have a lot of kids in South Carolina alone who need their foster homes and have that security and have that feeling of love. And that's what it's all about. So
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.